Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our channel for episode 4 of our podcast.
Episode 4.
Episode cuatro.
Can we call ourselves podcasters now?
I think so. I think we're officially official.
With a full month under our belt, that's a lot of experience now.
We've come a long way since
Yeah, it only took us half an hour to set up today, and then a lot of faffing, but the faffing was unnecessary.
Welcome back to our podcast. For those of you who are new here, hi, my name's Ariane.
I'm Maddie.
And I'm Allie.
And this is our show, Why Did You Send Me This? Have you ever had a meme come your way that you found absolutely hilarious and wanted to share it with a friend, but they have no idea what you're talking about? This podcast is that, where we send each other memes on a weekly basis and give each other a little explanation as to why did you send me this? Basically show and tell.
Yep. Our version of show and tell.
Adult show and tell.
Adult show and tell sounds very different.
Yes.
But it is.
I swear this podcast is PG.
Adult show and tell sounds like an OnlyFans account.
Well, maybe I'll start that channel next. Welcome to Adult Show and Tell. But what am I telling? I know what I'll show.
Okay, time to move on to our first meme.
Wait, how is everybody? Did everybody have a good week?
It was a busy week, actually. Well, we went out on Friday.
Yes, we went out on Friday. That was Allie and I's first solo friend outing.
We went to the Riley Green, Ella Langley concert, as Ariane is demonstrating her t-shirt right now.
Excuse me, it looks like you love me. It was a great show.
It was a great show, actually.
It was so much fun. Very hot inside.
And not just because of the country superstar either.
No, in more ways than one. But Riley Green definitely brought the heat.
He was good. No, I worked out this week. That was new for me.
Oh, what'd you do?
I played badminton.
Oh my God, yes you did.
I was 100% the worst person there. But I definitely improved. It was 2 hours. By the end of it, I actually was doing pretty good. It's all about improvement. As we said before, if it's perfect, what's the point in doing it?
I think the line that you said is, if everything is perfect, what's the point of living?
Whoa, that's pretty deep.
Oh my goodness me.
Are you okay?
I'm okay. Look, we've got a lot to work on. There's a lot of improvements, so we'll be fine.
That's beautiful. You should start a book of sayings.
Wait, if it's perfect, you might as well throw yourself off a bridge.
Some motivational.
That is quite actually, yeah. Put this book down right now and go out and do something with your life. Yeah.
As not everything is always going to go your way, because what kind of a life would that be if you didn't have opportunity for growth and learning?
It would be boring, right?
Yeah, I think so. So I could see a book of poems.
Psalms?
For Psalms.
From the Bible?
Corinthians 12:21.
I think you just made that. Wait, what makes it actually a psalm? I'm gonna look that up. Oh, okay, right. A psalm, it just says a sacred song or hymn.
Is it a hymn? Really?
That's what it says. You can sing anything these days.
As long as it's sacred, it's a psalm. Reputation, Taylor's version.
Wait, how did we get into that?
Because it's sacred music.
Taylor is always sacred. Love you, baby girl, but please release your album.
Okay, who's gonna go first this week?
Take it away, Maddie.
So you guys will all be very surprised. It is race week. That's why I'm in a good mood.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm glad you're able to start contributing to the F1 content.
Yeah, I have a lot to say, clearly. Mostly sound effects, though.
But also, that is a big part of Formula One, is just the sound effects.
I'm happy to provide them whenever they're needed at this point.
You're welcome.
You are welcome to participate.
Thank you so much, guys.
Only with our approval may you do this.
They're like, so you stick to noises, okay? Commentary? No.
So it is race week. However, that was the most boring race. Literally 53 laps of...
Everyone finished basically where they started. There was a few overtakes, but really, it was boring.
A tiny bit of chatter on the radio, team orders that should have been enforced, and then just...
Most importantly, did anybody pee themselves?
We can't confirm.
I was telling Maddie, if we ever get invited to go to a race, I would like to start a survey on a weekly basis, or however many we get to go to.
Yeah, well, that's ambitious. I like this for you.
Where I go around and say, did you piss yourself this race? And they say yes or no. And then we keep a log to get percentages on a weekly basis or a race basis of how many people are peeing their pants.
Do you actually think the drivers would tell you point blank if they did or not, though?
I think so.
Do you think they'd own up to it?
I would hope they would.
I think some drivers would.
They just wouldn't care.
Daniel Ricciardo, not on the grid anymore. But Daniel would definitely just be like, yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Whereas someone like George Russell would be like, oh, guys, I'm very posh. I'm very British.
And I'd be like, but you smell like urine.
Yeah.
I love how in F1, everything is about data and analytics and details. And they're engineering everything down to like the millisecond. And Ariane's data that she wants to collect is the score of how many people piss themselves.
But it's what the people want.
It is what the people want. And why don't they have data on this? There should be some numbers.
What is the statistic?
Guys, if there's any background noises, there are 2 cats circulating around our podcast setup currently.
And they're feeling very disruptive today. Anyone who has cats knows sometimes they're just in a mood where they're like, I'm going to destroy everything today.
You gonna jump?
Will she join you nicely?
That's what she did.
That is Tika.
Say hi. Wave to the camera. Okay, back to regularly scheduled program.
I couldn't find a good Formula One meme this week.
She hasn't found a meme for this week. You know, like not in anything, not a qualifying, not any like drama.
That's how boring the race was. Like, you expect that in Monaco. The Japanese Grand Prix is actually a really interesting track. It's the only figure 8. Like, there's so much potential. It was boring.
The only interesting bit was when Lando was shoved onto the grass.
Who shoved him?
Guess who shoved him onto the grass? This is a good test for Ariane.
Mr. Verstappen.
Hey, there we go.
Our aggressive Dutchman. And at the end of the race, they're in the cool down room and they're watching the race highlights. And there was like a minute of highlights. And Piastri was like, oh, that's it?
Yeah, he was like, is that it? They were like, yeah, it was pretty boring, right?
Nothing interesting happened. So I don't have an F1 meme this week because I feel like all of them are a little bit stale because it's been 2 weeks since a race. But we're going into a triple header. So for the next 3 weeks, I got so much F1 content for us. I don't have an F1 meme to bring this week because pretty boring week. But a little update, we were right about Yuki Tsunoda getting the seat at Red Bull.
Yes.
That's all. We were right.
We called it. You heard it here, folks.
Yeah. Definitely didn't hear it here first, but you heard it here. Yeah, so the meme that I'm bringing this week, I know exactly why Ali sent this to me.
Yeah, so this is a first actually in our podcast. It's not a meme that originally came from the person.
Yeah, Ali sent me this meme, and as soon as I saw it, I knew exactly why she sent it to me. So Ariane, do you want to read it?
I would love to read it. Okay, a brief description of what I'm seeing is there's 2 ladies. It's giving medieval times as the vibe. One of them is reading a note. And then at the top of the meme, it says, why are you sending him a get better soon card? He's not sick, ... And then the other lady says, I know, I just think he could be better.
Well, I think just first off, the reason I sent it, I think we all know quite a few men that could be better. Let's be honest. It wasn't a targeted approach. It was a general, there are men out there who we know who could be better.
You know who you are.
Majority of the male species, I feel, could have some significant improvements.
Is this going off our note from last week where our pickup lines to men are asking them to be better?
On that theme, we're still there.
This meme comes with a bit of a backstory.
Oh shit, I'm calling you. Sorry.
How did you even do that from your iPad? I didn't know you could call from an iPad.
Hello, Maddie. Can you hear me?
No, but that's such something that like our parents' generation would do, right? Where it's like, oh, excuse me, hello. It's like when people try to take pictures on an iPad. Literally, they're like, wait.
That is how I checked my makeup today. I literally went like this. Nice. Put it back down.
Oh my God, are we approaching that age where it's like when we're starting to use iPads for everyday stuff? I don't like this.
I don't know if you guys uncovered this with me last week. Sorry, brief side story. When you were like, yeah, like the ChatGPT app. I was like, what? I opened it in a browser. I open everything in a browser.
The way that you use ChatGPT too, get the app.
Wait, do you Google ChatGPT?
Into Safari. I make sure I'm on the website.
Before you start asking your deep dark questions.
Okay, sorry. Sorry for calling you. Back to your story.
Come on now. So back to the thing at hand. So Mimi, haha. Maddie, do you want to tell the people why I sent this to you? Tell the people.
So there was a situation that I have found myself in which whenever I'm having a bad day and I need to like let out a little bit of anger into the world, but I don't want to actually hurt anyone that I care about. There is this guy that I used to have a situationship with that I text.
You're just letting off some steam.
Yeah.
We've all been there. You scream into a pillow. You, I don't know, crush some ice. You know what I mean? You just kind of like to get that frustration out. There are different ways that people do that for sure.
Yeah, so to do that, I text this ex situationship that I had. He did me dirty. That's a story for offline. But when I need to let my anger out, I text him things like that. So I've provided some examples.
And examples did she provide?
I narrowed it down to like the top 9.
I just love that it's top 9 out of how many?
I don't know. I don't screenshot all of them. I just feel like sometimes I am having a bad day and I just need to make sure, like it's one of those petty little things that I need to do to make sure that he also has a little bit of a bad day.
Okay, so I think Aaron and I are going to read out a few of our favorites that we've come across. So in line with the meme that Maddie is referring to. So out of the blue, Maddie just said, "Get better soon," with a couple of emojis. And then he came back saying, "What's wrong with me now?" Also, I love that it's kind of like now, as if you've said this before as well, which we'll again get into. And then Maddie just says, "Nothing in particular. I just think you could be better." And then he came back with, "I could also do worse." And I feel like, no, thank you.
Also, keeping in mind, these texts have no chat in between.
And also, you're not sending them for a response, are you? You're sending them as soon as you hit send. It's like off your chest. It's done what it's needed to do. And you're like, now I can move on with my day.
Also entertainment for us, I think. This is a good one. I hope when you leave the house in the morning, it is cold. You wear a sweater, but in the afternoon, it gets really hot and you didn't layer properly, so you have to spend the rest of the day sweating. That sucks. To which he responds, "I think that's literally what happened today. It's 27 degrees outside."
Okay, a little witch in our hands here.
Yeah.
Another one is, "I hope you get your belt loop caught on a door handle while you're in a rush." Oh no, I just found that's really funny. So this is one for a couple of months ago. Maddie sent, "I hope the next time you bite into an apple, it's a mushy bruised spot." And then he came back saying, "Back to this, are we?" So he's used to this. He's like, "Oh, here we go."
"I hope you're getting therapy." To which he answers, crying face emoji 3 times. And then he goes, "I thought we were past low blows." And she goes, "It was genuine." And he responds, "Okay. If that's the case, then that's not cool. So, comma, no worries, Madeline." And then she responds going, "Therapy is very cool, buddy."
Okay, another one I love. "I hope every time you order an Uber, it picks you up on the wrong side of the street." And then he came back, "I was thinking about you too. How's it going?" It's the way you're right. Like there's no, hey, like, hi. I know we haven't spoken in a few weeks or a few months or whatever. It's literally just like, bam, minor inconvenience. And he comes back with, "Oh, she was thinking about me." There was one more minor inconvenience, which was, "I hope that every time you're putting away your socks, you can't find the matching pair."
Ooh, that's a good one. That drives me nuts.
So you're saying that when something like this happens to you, you're like, "I really wish this on this other person."
Genuinely, these are all things that have happened in my day.
Real life experiences.
Yeah, and I'm like, you know who I wish this was happening to instead?
Him.
It just like, it gets like the little release out. Like I go about my day, I genuinely look like 3 weeks later to be like, oh, did he respond?
There's also just nothing that's more irritating than a minor inconvenience. I like that you would like people to be tortured in that way.
Yeah, and I just want him to know, like, I do not hope he's doing well.
It's like, this is going to show my true colors too, but when someone trips, I kind of laugh. I'm definitely, there's that phrase, it's like when something bad happens, you either laugh or cry. I am 100% a laugher. I trip, I laugh at myself. So I feel like that's fine that I can laugh at other people or, just a little, when something like that happens. So I feel like this is your version of that, where it's like a small little sadistic part of you is like, well, someone else's day is kind of worse than mine. That does kind of make me feel a little bit better.
Maybe he's listening to this. If so, hi.
Hope you're not doing well.
I hope you got uneven socks.
Or all your avocados have gone bad, or they're not ripe enough yet.
I hope when he goes to the store to buy mangoes, he can never find one that's perfectly ripe. So he has to leave it out on the counter for days waiting for it to go right.
But then he misses it. I hope you schedule like a train for yourself, or like you're going somewhere and you looked at public transit and you were trying to make it and you miss it by 30 seconds.
I hope when you're running to catch the train, you're right there. You could like slip your arm in, but the doors are closing and like nobody holds it for you.
I hope when you're walking to work, you step in a puddle.
Ooh, oh God.
Wet socks?
Awful. That's a end of the day kind of situation. I gotta go home. I can't.
I hope when you're running late for a meeting and you have to drive, that your gas tank is just not full enough to get there. Like you have 50 kilometers left and it's like a 54-kilometer drive and you're late for your work meeting.
So another one from personal experience. I hope when you go to make yourself a coffee, you've already pressed the button. You go to the fridge, there's no milk.
Brutal.
That actually happened. Ariane turned up today. She was like, can I have a coffee? We were like, yeah. Do you take it black? She was like, nope. We were like, no coffee for you.
And then Allie offered me yogurt to put into it.
It was like, it's all dairy, right?
Ooh, I hope every time you're on a walk and you go down to tie your shoes, it unties another 5 minutes later and you have to do it again. And then it unties again.
I hope your t-shirts shrink in the wash.
Oh,
But like not fully shrink to this point where when you take them out of the wash, you're like, oh, it shrunk. But like to the point where it's just a little bit smaller that you feel like, am I gaining weight?
that's the worst feeling.
I hope you're having a day where you think you look so good and you're like, ooh, fresh cut. Life is good. And then you see a picture of yourself and you're like, what?
You're like, do I look like that? That's me. No.
Also from personal experience, I hope you go to a karaoke bar and you request a song that is your vibe and that is your bop and they never play it. You never get called. It's never your turn.
Yeah, that happened to me last night. Any more we need to get off our chest right now?
I'm doing pretty well recently. I haven't texted him in a while.
No, but comment some down below for us. That would be great. Tell us what minor inconveniences you would wish on other people as well.
Yeah, what would you wish upon the men that did you dirty?
Okay. Moving on to the next. Is it me or is it Allie?
I'm trying to think of how we can segue minor inconveniences into either of our memes.
Well, someone was more than minor inconvenience by having to do SNL the other week.
That's a very good segue.
Okay, thank you so much. That is the only time I can think on my feet, guys. Okay, and there's a story that goes beyond this, but this is the moment that caused some memes to pop up everywhere.
I had a wonderful time. Thank you all.
It's a man with a white hat and a mustache and a girl, Allie, who looks very much like your type.
He is, yeah, 100%.
Is he a farmer? He is being thanked for appearing on SNL by one of the hosts and then just abruptly leaves in the middle while the credits are rolling. And the caption is Morgan Wallen abruptly exiting SNL while credits roll.
Okay, the reason I was laughing because you were like, it's this guy, literally the biggest country superstar in the world right now. And this girl, she literally won the Oscar for Best Actress like a month ago. Matty.
Who is she?
Mikey Madison.
I've literally never heard that name before.
She so she won the Oscar for Anora.
What's Honora?
Oh my goodness me. That film won the Oscar for Best Picture.
Did we watch that movie together?
No.
Then I haven't seen it.
I know, okay, right, never mind. It just made me laugh so much that you were like, these two people, literally the biggest names in the world right now.
Clearly not that big if I don't know their names.
And this is why we have this podcast, to share.
Wait, so Honora, she's the person.
So Honora's the film. Mikey Madison is the actress that played the lead.
Mikey's a girl?
Yes.
The girl that you just looked at.
Oh, she's very pretty.
She's gorgeous.
Is this her first big movie?
She was in a few. She was in the most recent Quentin Tarantino.
A Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
She was in that. That was kind of like her break. She was also in, I think, one of the Scream films.
She's everywhere.
But yeah, this was definitely her like first like big leading role. And so she was the host on SNL.
If she's the host, why is Country Boy there?
Because they always have like a musical guest on the show too. Have you ever watched SNL before?
I've only seen like the memes.
So usually like they'll do a guest host, but they'll also have like a musical performance. So like a lot of Sabrina Carpenter's been on in the last year. I think Taylor's been on. Usually a lot of people will do it if they'll promo, like if they have an album coming out or something like that, or post album to like kind of go with along with the press tour kind of thing. So obviously it was a great opportunity for Morgan Wallen to go, you know, be on SNL.
He has an album coming out.
He has an album coming out, so it makes sense, you know, he's getting his hype up and everything. But clearly he seemed very pained to be there. Like he could not even wait till the end of the show to actually leave. So apparently after he storms off the set, as we've seen, he literally walks past the camera and leaves. He then posts a picture of his jet with the caption, "Take me to God's country," and like basically referring to go back down south.
Voice that question, Maddie. Voice that question.
I already don't understand so many things of this.
Do we need to explain SNL to you?
Do you know what it stands for?
Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, actually, good question. Do you know what SNL stands for?
Saturday Night Live.
Good job.
But, okay, Saturday Night Live is filmed in New York.
Correct.
Where is Morgan Wallen from?
Somewhere down south. Let's figure that out. What are our guesses?
I literally don't know who this man is. I'm going to just, because of how he looks, I'm going to say a flyover state like Ohio.
No. Think more south.
Ohio.
He doesn't seem cool enough to be from Texas or Louisiana.
He's from Sneedville, Tennessee.
Tennessee. Oh, yeah. He has that song Talking Tennessee, which I do love.
So he needed to go back to God's country, basically. Post-show, Sneedville was calling apparently. But yeah, so this whole God's country thing has kind of blown up now. He started releasing merch with God's country all over it.
Why is Tennessee God's country?
Like he's classic country boy, Jesus loving.
I feel like he'd make me very uncomfortable.
I have some mixed feelings, but I just love his music so much. That cowboy has my heart, man.
So is he a real cowboy or is he like a concrete cowboy?
What do you mean?
He's made of concrete.
He's from Sneedville. What more do you need?
Does he know how to like rope a cow?
I don't know. I feel like maybe we should look into that.
Morgan, we have some follow-up questions for you about God's country, what you do in God's country.
Does he know how to drive a tractor? Is he a real cowboy?
What do we think is included in Morgan Wallen's God's country? Trucks.
Whiskey.
So much whiskey.
Like, does that make him a cowboy because he drives a truck and drinks whiskey?
He's a country star.
He's the biggest country musician.
So by default, he's a cowboy.
Is that how that works? Because like there's like the Jason Aldean cowboys can actually ride a horse.
I'm sure he can ride a horse.
I'd like to see a video.
I would like to see one too, actually. Watch his fine ass ride the horse.
You can save the horse and ride something else.
No, the other way around, Ariane.
He could still go on top. This is what's going on my OnlyFans page that I'm starting, guys. But definitely ton of trucks. He does own a bar in Nashville. He has often had some troubling things come up about him. He threw chairs off the top of a bar last year in Nashville, was arrested for that. A lot of drunken demeanor.
He's had a few DUIs, and they actually made a bit of a joke about that in the SNL promo that they did before the episode aired.
So do we think he was butthurt and was like, "Get me to God's country"?
He doesn't sound like a very nice man.
We're not saying he's nice. Do you think he's nice?
I think he's hot.
So hot.
But like, you know that saying of like, find a man who loves you like a country song, not like a rapper?
No, I don't know. I don't know that saying.
I don't know if I want a man to love me like a country song.
Like the country music that I know is just like the female country music is like women talking about killing their husbands. The male country music is just like, God, I love her so much. She's the only one for me.
But I would say that is like from at least 10 years ago country music. I would say 2020s country music is very different.
Oh.
Well, Post Malone has a country album.
Yeah, but isn't his country music like, I need some help?
Correct.
No, it's
That is Morgan Wallen, Maddie.
It's I had some help, not I need some help. The lyrics are I had some help to like take the whiskey off the shelf. It's basically saying I'm an alcoholic and you helped me get that way.
That's the lyrics? Yeah. I thought it was like, I have a friend to help me do like through hard times.
No, the lyrics are I had some help. It ain't like I can make this kind of mess all by myself. Don't act like you didn't help me pull that whiskey off the shelf.
I thought it was like, we're besties and like, I'm having a good time with you. Like, you helped me have a great.
Because it sounds like it.
With alcohol.
If there's a theme that's reoccurring throughout his music too, it might be alcoholism.
Yeah.
But I love it. Like Whiskey Glass is one of my favorite songs too.
I'm not on board with this.
But you haven't listened to the songs.
If I'm doing country music, I want the Brad Paisley, like, waiting on a woman, where he's like, the best thing in life is just waiting on a woman.
But there's something about a troubled man.
A project.
Let me fix you.
I've had enough troubled men in my life. I'm ready for a down home sweet country boy, not one that's about to get a DUI.
Who is like a country star heartthrob right now that's actually like seems quite sweet at the same time?
I feel like music in general is just dominated by female pop stars right now. Like, the women are doing the most.
Women are doing the most. Oh, Benson Boone, but I don't find him heartthrob.
Oh, he's not country.
No, but you were just saying music in general. He's doing pretty well. That guy, Alex Warren, not country either. He seems to be...
Oh, he seems very wholesome too, yeah.
Yeah, and he sings a lot about his wife and how their love is out of the ordinary. Allie, you're surpassing me on my country knowledge.
Zach Top.
Oh, Kane Brown's a pretty good-looking guy. He sings nice.
But what does he sing about? That's what we want to know. Does he sing about nice, wholesome things or not?
I think so. Luke Holmes, not the most attractive, but... his songs are very sweet, I would say. Also, Jordan Davis, he has some things about like looking back on the life that you've led and like being super happy with where you are. His songs are very sweet. I could see them in weddings.
I have no idea who any of these people are.
It's funny. I feel like we're the reverse. Yesterday, I was obviously on the high post concert, so I put like a This Is Riley Green radio, like Spotify station, and it's all moody country, and that is 100% my favorite kind of country music. Like even with Tim McGraw, all his songs are about like heartache. I'm like, oh, give me that. I want to feel your pain a little bit. I want to feel again. Let me feel something. Come on now, guys.
I will say, I feel like all of my favorite country songs are like Before He Cheats, Carrie Underwood, Better Dig 2, Kerosene by Miranda Lambert, I think it is. Yeah. Like, they're all about killing their husbands or
that little female rage that you got going on there.
Some pain, some rage. Like it needs the emotion.
Country women know how to do rage well.
I'm not into that. I'm into the man.
She just wants a cowboy.
I'm more of a man country versus woman country for sure too.
Wait, so has anything else come out post that?
Other than his merch?
He came up with the merch, like, and it looks pretty good too, I have to say. I would purchase.
Like not a Jesus loving girl over here, but that God's Country hat is doing something for me, unfortunately. So
no, but he posted going back to God's country. And that was that.
Yeah.
Did SNL say anything about the fact this man was running out of the show?
So a few people did. So Kenan Thompson, who's like a regular SNL cast member, he did talk to some press about it, saying he was like, yeah, it was kind of weird that he left. I thought he just needed the toilet. It was something like I thought he needed to go to the bathroom really quick because it's like a 2-hour show. And I think the musical performer only plays like 2 songs, but you're still kind of like expected to be there for the whole time. Like a lot of the time, musical guests are in the sketches too. So that was the only, I think, like quote unquote statement that SNL released, but not really a statement. But it was a kind of weird behavior though, because usually, it's the whole point of SNL is that it's all live and you come out of it on the other end. And that's the first time where the host is thanking everyone for like coming and for watching. And then everyone gets to celebrate together all this hard work that they've put into it, all of the rehearsals, enjoying. You got on the post-show high. And he was just like, yeah, I'm a dip. I'm going to get out here. So it is rude, especially because everyone else put so much work into it. And like, I'm sure he did too. Like he was the musical guest on it. I don't know. Not good form, I don't think.
And the only other person who did that on the stage years ago was Prince. And they're like, I'm not saying they're the same, but we just thought like, okay, he's going back to his fantasy land now. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I don't need to go to God's Country currently.
But you are going to Morgan Wallen's concert.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'll be there. So I guess he's bringing God's Country to me. He's definitely the problem though. Maybe he's just, you know what? New theory. This is all for that song. Is the album called I'm the Problem? Because if it is, he's just acting like the problem. It's me, hi.
I'm the problem. Yeah, that's the name of the album.
Okay, well, it all makes sense now. So my new theory is he will probably do more questionable or controversy behaviors in the next a few weeks leading up to his album release.
It sounds like he's already done quite a bit of questionable behavior. You said multiple DUIs?
He's a bad boy.
He's a bad, bad boy who just wants to be punished. Come on now.
Ariane, save that for your OnlyFans.
You're right. In case you're wondering what I'm telling on my channel, this is it, guys.
We figured out the show. We've just figured out the tell.
Okay. Well, that was good fun.
All right, Allie, your turn.
Allie.
As we all know, it's the beginning of April. And with the beginning of April, as we know, it's April Fools. And April Fools, I think, is a bigger thing in North America than it is in the UK, but it's still a big thing. And a lot of brands have little PR stunts that they come out with in line with April Fools. And I do have a few that I would like to share.
Okay, so it says Welch's fruit snacks with a singular snack on like a pillow.
Yeah, like on a tray. And it says, introducing the new $19 Welch's Fruit Snacks single strawberry, our most luxurious and precious fruit snack yet. Bursting with decadent strawberry flavor, indulge in the ultimate single bite experience because some moments are too precious to share. Honestly, the marketing behind it would be great.
Good. So Welch's fruit snacks, they're not fruit snacks. It's like a gummy. It's like a sweetie. Do you know what it's referring to? Do you know what the joke is?
No.
Yeah, so it's referring to this strawberry you can buy from Erewhon, which is like a superfood shop in the US, and they're selling a single strawberry for $19, 19 USD. And it's one strawberry. It comes from Japan. It's supposed to be the best, most sweetest, most delicious strawberry you'll ever have in your entire life. And it's one strawberry, which is insane. So this is a play on that.
That's hilarious.
But also, like, would you ever fall for it? Would you look at that and be like, $19? That's insane. Okay, so that was the first one that I saw that I was like, that is a good, I like that. That's a good PR stuff. That's a good marketing tool for April Fools. The next one, if you scroll down.
That is so good. Disgusting, but good. From IKEA UK. No? Yeah, IKEA UK's Instagram account. And they posted a lip balm that is blue and yellow, IKEA colors, with a brown stick coming out of it. That sounded disgusting, but it says meat balm on it. And then it says the taste of meatballs now in your pocket.
I thought that was good. Honestly, that was a good one.
That's hilarious.
And it says limited edition on there, which makes you think, okay, I'm into it. But also £1, like, come on, what a decent price for a lip balm too. I'm into that.
I do love their Swedish meatball.
I was thinking, actually, there are some people out there that probably would like that. Like the IKEA meatballs, like I'm vegetarian, but they do have the veggie ones too. They are so good.
That sauce is divine.
And the gravy too. What I was saying with this one is if they had the lingonberry jam that they serve with the meatballs, if that was a lip balm.
They should do that.
Genuinely, that would be delicious. That would be so good.
IKEA. Yeah. Take notes from Allie. Okay, next one. Maddie, you're up.
It is a Kinder Bueno bar. Coriander flavored?
Cilantro.
I love the way you said that. Say it again.
Coriander?
It's coriander, but yeah.
Is it coriander? Yeah. You said it's cilantro.
Coriander is cilantro. Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Yeah. You can get it ground and like they'll call that coriander for sure, but like the fresh they'll call cilantro, but it is coriander.
They're the same thing?
Yeah. So we all, like in the UK, I think in most of Europe, we just call it coriander, whether it's ground or fresh or whatever. It's just the name it is. But yeah, here it's cilantro.
Oh, yeah, I know it as cilantro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but cilantro is coriander.
Why do we call it different?
Well, why do we call it aubergine and eggplant? Yeah.
But why do we have two names for the same flower?
I think maybe we decided to differentiate between using the fresh plant versus using like the root that's ground up.
But yes, this is a Kinder Bueno coriander flavored. But when you look at it with the green, it reads as if it could be a pistachio or a matcha or something. But
I thought it was pistachio.
looking at the word coriander, that's a big no-no for me. I am one of those people. It doesn't taste like soap, but I really hate the taste of coriander. Growing up, I couldn't stand it at all. It had to be take that off my plate right now.
So is there Is there any like joke behind why Kinder would be coriander?
It's April Fools, baby girl.
Thanks.
Because why would you ever have a chocolate bar that's coriander flavored? That doesn't sound very good, does it?
I was hoping for multi-layers here. This seems very flat.
It's April Fools. It doesn't need to be multi-layered.
That's it. It's just April Fools, baby girl.
The next one. Okay, let's see if this is deep enough for Maddie.
Introducing our quietest bar ever
Made with boiled rice.
for 75% less noise.
I like the data. I like the facts.
So this one is like the ad, like is a whole campaign around a fake product.
I like that.
And people really are putting a lot of time and attention and effort into it. So yeah, the Crunch Bar, which is obviously made with like Rice Krispies, which is a...
I know what Rice Krispies are.
Okay, fine, yeah, great. And that one is made, they're saying, with boiled rice, so it's not as crunchy,
75% less crunchy.
which we love.
That's multifaceted for you, right? Yeah. Give her the stats.
Give me the data.
And then the last one that I have is...
Spritz of Joy, Ode to Perfume.
Not joy.
It's Spritz of Soy.
Clearly I can't read.
Spritz of soy. Kiko Man USA. Eau de parfum.
What is Kiko Man?
It's the classic soy sauce.
It's like one of the biggest soy sauce brands.
Oh, I didn't recognize it as a perfume.
Well, there we go. That's what I mean. It works. The amount of care and attention that goes into these ad campaigns for a fake product is insane. Maddie believed it. You heard it here first, guys.
No, I was thinking it was a perfume company being like, this is our soy sauce flavor.
On the note of joke campaigns, there's actually one brand that I like that did a legit launch on April Fools, and it got a lot of traction because a lot of people thought it was a joke, but there's a podcast called The Skinny Confidential. The girl from it, her name is Lauren Bostick. She makes a lot of wellness products like oils, like ice balls for your face, like rollers, dry brushes. So this whole line of things. And on April 1st, she launched a line of toilet paper.
And what was special about the toilet paper?
So it's like free of chlorine and like other like sort of chemicals that they might use in toilet paper. It's like embossed with like a logo on it, but it looks very luxurious and elevated. And the way it came off, I was like, oh my God, it has to be an April Fool's. No, it's fully launched and sold out day of on doing it on April Fool's. Yeah.
But do you think that was like they intentionally did that?
100% they put it on the launch day on April Fools to kind of get the traction around that, but it's interesting to see that the conversion still like pulled through at the same time.
There we go. So April Fools.
April Fools.
April Fools.
On April...
Insert date here. Yeah. Like for the whole of April, it's just a joke. This weather is a joke. I'm saying that right now.
That's true. Yeah. I don't like being toyed with like that.
Allie and I, we decided, regardless if it snows again, regardless if it's cold, we put our jackets in storage.
Yeah, our winter jackets. They're gone, baby.
You did it?
We committed.
Can I just say our hallway closet has so much more space now. We took out maybe only like 4 coats or something.
What are you going to do with all that space?
A Hoover can actually live there now for free. Rather than paying rent.
It was fighting for space in my closet.
It really was. Every time we opened the door, the Hoover was like, hi.
May I please clean the apartment? I really need to get to work.
Please take me out of this closet and use me.
But yeah, so we've committed. No more winter jacket.
It's spring. I've decided. If it's cold, I'll wear 2 spring jackets, but I'm not wearing 1 winter jacket anymore. When we walk to work this week and you see me shivering, that's why.
We'll be walking faster to make up for that. It's actually a run.
This podcast is an April Fool's joke, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the name of the episode this week.
April Fools.
Our podcast is actually just a joke.
The only thing that's not a joke about it is that it's an F1 podcast.
Yes. That's real.
Yeah, little by little, we're turning this in, not we. I am turning this into an F1 podcast.
Do you like when they change gears? Like,
I haven't practiced that. I'll come back next week.
that could be our intro.
Yeah. Scrap the intro that I made.
Oh my god, it's gonna be me singing and going.
Comment down below if you want that.
No comments we're seeing.
Our 2 followers immediately texting us, no, don't do that.
Don't do that. No.
Could you please edit your episode and remove that from the beginning?
Okay. Are you gonna wrap this baby up?
Wrap it up. So wrap it before you tap it.
That's for the OnlyFans. Okay? That's show and tell. Yeah. So you can find us on YouTube. Why did you send me this? On Instagram and on what's that other one called?
TikTok.
Why did you send me this with a U? And on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Wait, so what's the homework for this week? It's minor inconveniences, April Fools pranks, and what's the last one? I swear we all gave them 3. Oh, and the music. Yeah, if you want Ariane to sing our new theme song.
Oh yeah. Also, tell us we're funny. Please.
If you have to say that, then it's just hollow compliments. I don't like that.
Don't text Allie that you think we're funny. Text Ariane and I.
Yeah, I need to hear that.
Only say it to me if you actually mean it. Otherwise, I don't care.
Even if you don't mean it, text me.
Okay.
Wow, have a nice week.
Yeah, I hope all the people that you don't like have minor inconveniences in their week. And if not, inconvenience them.
Be creative with it. And on that note, peace out, my dudes.
Toodles.
Bye.